She is, by any standard, a beauty. She's only 24 years old, but Brazilian-born Жизель Bündhen has already been modeling for 10 years, and today she's one of the most sought-after models in the business. Now she's making her film debut, co-starring with Jimmy Fallon and Queen Latifah in the upcoming comedy called Taxi.
Girl first!
No! Girl first! No! We'll sit same time!
On three! One! Two! Three! Break!
Not exactly a chick flick.
I'm like,
Жизель
oh.
Bündhen, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning, nice to see you too.
You know that immediately when people hear that you're doing a movie, they're going to say, here we go again.
I know.
Here's another model who wants to try her hand at acting. Did that have any impact at your on your decision to do this?
You know, I think, you know, I thought of that for sure because, you know, that's something you gotta like acknowledge. But, you know, in the end of the day, it's my life, and, you know, I'm a person who believes in like trying things out in life, and, you know, this is my life, and at the end of the day, you know, I'm gonna live with myself, and I'm gonna...
So is it something you wanted to do for a long time, and this just happened to seem like the right role?
I mean, it was like an easier role for me because, you know, she's Brazilian, you know, I shot just 10 days, and it wasn't like I was doing Shakespeare, you know what I mean? I was doing like a funny movie. I was around like you know, surrounded by a great cast, and that's why I said yes. And in the beginning, I was like, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I shouldn't, you know. But then I was like, you know what? I can't live my life by worrying what people are going to think about me. So I have to like do things that, you know, I feel like are challenging and different. And I felt that it was a good chance. It was a good choice for me to, you know, do something different.
When you get offered the role, did you like go start taking acting lessons? Did you get coached? You just said basically I'm going to rely on whatever I can do, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't? Yes,
because, you know, I think in life that's what is so exciting about life, is taking chances and doing different things, you know. I was kind of missing a little bit that cold in the stomach that you get, you know, from doing something new.
The nerves?
Yes, I love that, you know, just having a little cold in your stomach and just being excited about something, you know. I've been in my business for 10 years, and it's not like, you know, I have colds in my, you know, butterflies in my stomach, you know, for that anymore. So I just thought, you know, why not? So
well, compare the process for me. You know, we've all seen you in the Victoria's Secret ads, and there's, I guess, some acting. At least there's a presence involved in that. How's it different in doing a movie versus what we're seeing on the screen? Which is also just an excuse to show what we're showing on the screen.
Well, you know, modeling, you're very aware of the camera is, you know, you're kind of being trained to like look at the camera, and, you know, you're selling that picture or whatever you're doing in that moment, you know. And acting is like, you know, you have to speak, number one.
Ignore the camera.
Ignore the camera, and this is kind of hard because, you know, after you've been doing 10 years of like, you know, looking at the camera, you have to, you know, pretend like, okay, I don't know where the cameras are, you know. So I think that was a bit like, you know, difficult in the beginning, but I thought the whole process of the movie was quite easy because I wasn't doing like a difficult role or like a serious role.
Vanessa, as you said, a Brazilian bank robber. Did you kind of have anyone in mind, you know, in trying to pattern her after anybody?
No, I just, to be honest, like, I'm not like one of those, you know, I'm not an actress, you know, so I'm like, you know, I'm going to research this role. I'm like, come on, there's like really no research. I'm like a Brazilian bank robber, right? And of course, I'm in like no clothes and stiletto heels, of course. But, you know, I just kind of thought like, you know, she's a villain. She's not like a mean villain who's going to kill people, but she's very confident, and she's very, you know, I kind of like had an idea of how she would be, and then I kind of tried to do that.
Let me read you something you said in an article recently. You said, I had a blast, but if people don't like me in the movie, I will not do it again. I will not make people suffer or pay their money to see me.
True.
So, okay, so if a review comes out and they say, you know, Жизель, fun to look at, we love the miniskirt, you'd never do another movie?
No, because I don't think, you know, it's fair. I mean, I had a great time doing it, and I would love to do another one. But I think if I'm not good at it, why would I even try to,
because you could get better at it. I mean, is there no interest in your mind, even if you could take a few knocks to say, well, maybe I can get better?
I mean, I'm sure I'm going to get a few knocks. Number one, because I am a model, you know, and I'm not like, you know, everyone in this movie is like a serious actor. They've been acting, you know, they're all comedians, you know, and I'm like someone who comes and I want to say, like, you know, I treated this like a party. It was like, hi everyone, I'm back. You know, I wouldn't shoot for 3 weeks, and I'm like, hi, I'm back again. 2 days later, you know. So to me, it was, you know, was a very, very, very fun experience. I had a blast, and I would love to do another one. I'm not like ready to say, no, I'm quitting modeling and I'm going to be an actress now. But I would appreciate if people enjoyed it. I would prefer if they enjoyed it if they didn't.
Have you heard
so
rumors,
please, you know.
Have you heard rumors that maybe people are thinking about you as one of the next Bond girls?
I didn't hear about that.
No? Would you be interested in that?
I mean, I guess it kind of sounds funny, you know, Bond girls, guns, you know, running around. I'm a very athletic person. Maybe, I don't know if I'll be good at it, so I don't know.
Quickly, I understand that you're only going to model for a couple more years. Is that right? Why?
Yes. Well, because, you know, like I say, you know, I've been doing this for 14 years old until I was from 14. I'm 24 now, so it's been 10 years, and, you know, and I have a lot of appreciation for my job, and it taught me a lot. But, you know, it gets to a point where you're like, you know, you want to do different things, and you want to, like, you know, go out and experience different things. And if you keep, you know, I don't want to be one of those girls who are 30 and still modeling, you know, because it's all you know how to do in your life. I just find that, you know, that was a job that I was 14. It was a great way of making money at that age, and now it's 10 years later, and it's time for me to, like, you know, go and try to, like, you know, challenge myself to do other things.
Well, we wish you luck. And this looks like fun. This movie is called Taxi.
Thank you.
Giselle, come back and see us.
Thank you.